When you walk away from this video, you will totally understand states of being as it relates to manifestation. Because not only are we going to go over a few things conceptually, then you're going to literally watch me morph from Coach Dede into Gym Dee. Totally two different personalities within my scope of all my characters, but they show up totally different. So I'm going to walk you through first, going to tell you what's going to happen, and then I'm going to allow this to happen on screen, and there's going to be a costume change and everything, so that you begin to understand that your states of being have a lot to do with how you're showing up, what you're wearing, what's about to go down, and how you can choose ahead of time and set up the state of being that you're going to need to receive the wish fulfilled that you have chosen. My name is Dede Powerniak, and I am the Invincible CEO, and this is the Invincible CEO Wish Fulfilled YouTube channel, where I help you go from mindset to manifestation as we merge your two minds together. When they act in harmony, manifestations happen very, very quickly because we've built amazing foundation. And what we do differently on this channel is we just don't sit around and talk about these concepts. I want to bring you to a real life in the now moment experience so that you understand exactly what's being said when you hear these terms and concepts thrown around. And in addition, I give you an opportunity to work with me, not only in our beautiful community. We have a 30-day July money manifestation challenge, $1,000 a day challenge going on right now, that if you're interested in, all you have to do is go to the description box below, look for the community link, sign up, and join right in. In addition to that, on July 20th and 21st of this month, we're having a 2-day private event where you can come and join in and get a dream interpreted and see in real time, number one, how to do it and what it will mean for you, not only in understanding how your conscious mind communicates with you, but how you can use your dreams to help you manifest quicker during your daytime dream. Why am I doing all of this? Because manifestation is simple and easy and fun. And once you really understand what's going on within yourself and how to induce it ahead of time, instead of it seeming like the world is kind of having its way with you, tossing you around, when you get into the flow of really who you are and the now moment, we go deep dive into the now moment. And I'm going to teach you with this induction today how to expand the now moment, how when you go in to do an imaginal act, a passive one if you're doing it eyes closed, and an active one if you're moving around the 3D reality, because all acts, all movement are imaginal acts. It's just, are you passively doing it? The law of gender, passive or actively doing it. Right now, I'm actively recording a video. So let's take a few moments and kind of review states of being. States of being right now, sitting is a state of being. And if I were to stand up, standing is another state of being. And the me that is sitting has to die in order to become the me that is standing. So we are constantly moving through states of being all day long, but most of the time, they're very, very similar to the one before it, or very similar to the patterns and loops that we are on until we become consciously aware of them. And you usually realize a state of being changing, either one, you feel a sensation in your body, such as hunger, or maybe you have to go to the bathroom. That's a state shift. You start to feel a sensation. That's how your subconscious mind speaks to you, through the sensations or feels in your body, through repetition, and through ceremony, such as graduations, weddings, going to sleep, waking up. It's all ceremony. They're all imaginal acts. Remember, in the Invincible CEO, we don't go real versus imagined. Everything's either imaginally real or really imagined, because we're already merging the mind and stopping the wobble within ourselves. So states of being, most of the time, if I were to say to you, you remember a time when you felt angry, that's a state of being. When you felt sad, that's a state of being. Aggravated, that's a state of being. When you feel stuck, that's a state of being. And sometimes there's multiple ones at the same time, such as frustrated, stuck, and angry. You can layer your states of being. For the average manifester, you start to realize states of being after you've been triggered. That's a word that gets thrown around quite a bit, that you still believe that there's something outside of you inducing a state by something happening, right? If you stub your toe You feel that sensation within your body, and then you kind of get a little frustrated or pissed off. And we say because we stubbed the toe, the state of being came in. The state of being was already there, because if you stubbed your toe and you were in a happy state of being, you would have laughed about it. You would have called yourself a silly pickle and moved on. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you that I have a wide variety of characters I play at my fingertips disposal in the now moment at any given moment. So how you know that you do too is if I were to say to you right now, create a list of all the characters that you play. So I'm a mom, I'm a partner, I'm a business owner, I'm a YouTuber, a video creator, I'm a sister, I'm a friend, right? There's a whole list. And we usually have certain loops or patterns where one is more dominant than the other, but the others just kind of take a step to the back when the one is forward. Like right now, I'm recording a video. I'm not at the gym, but I will be real soon. And you're going to see that shift. And this is where you're going to see, as I do this, that 3D circumstances don't matter. I can conjure up Gym Dee, because she doesn't go by Dede. It's like no redundancy. The only reps that happen in the gym are the reps that happen with the weights. There's no need to repeat the second D for Dede. And that's how I know which character. I have developed these characters. I have created these characters. So let's say, for example, you're a parent, you're a mom or a dad, and when you're home, you're in mom and dad mode. And then if you were to go to your job, you put on some type of uniform, either a business suit or maybe a uniform. You go to a location and you don't behave like a mom or dad. You behave like an employer or an employee. But where things can get a little fuzzy is those hybrid moments that when your company has a family picnic and that you bring your family, and you're either used to being in the corporate mode or family mode, and you have to really quick shift to kind of merge the two, but there's a lot of wobble there because you're not used to it. Not because there's anything wrong, it's just because it's new and it doesn't happen very often. So as we go through this shift today, I want you to notice how I've shown up so far and how, as the inducement goes, because instead of waiting for the 3D world to pull the rug out from under my feet or for something or someone to come and trigger me, I look at my day ahead. Just like I shared with the video with my daughter going to get the car. As I said, I knew the rules of engagement. I knew what was going to happen. Would I have loved to go in there as this happy, jovial Dede, and they made an offer, and it was the first offer we couldn't refuse, and it was all roses and unicorns? I would have loved that. But I prepared ahead of time, because that's the Dede that would, if you would have asked the sales guy, he would have said that's who was there initially. But who was already induced and activated, just waiting if it was her turn to show up, was Investigator Dede. And she's a whole different character. And boom, I can shift right into her. But could I have done it without inducing her first? Yeah. But what I like to do is to really ground myself at a starting line so I know exactly how things are going to play out. And I give them the wide range from easy flow, no intense character needed, to the most intense character ever. And when I said to my daughter that once that intensity started, that she was not to interrupt me, she was not to break my character. She was to just sit there, not sneeze, cough, get up, do anything, try to make a joke, nothing, because we had to keep the intensity, because that's what I'm going to show you about the now moment. And you're going to see that this is a real life imaginal act as I induce Gym Dee, how the persona changes. I want you to notice the breathing. I want you to know how I'm sitting in the chair. I want you to know my facial expressions, my body expressions. And I will tell you this ahead of time. She's going to be intense. She's going to the point where we both don't know right now what's going to flow out of her mouth. But she will share a video of her lifting, right? And you see how I'm speaking about them as third person, because I'm Coach Dede. They are part of me, but that's not who I am showing up here, right now. So what I'm going to do now, I just kind of wanted to give that little bit of the beginning, a little bit of a share what's going on. I'm then going to go and I'm going to pause this video. I'm going to do 3 minutes of 0 point. I'm going to totally zero out. I'm going to take this uniform off and I'm going to put my gym uniform on, or her gym uniform on, and I'll do everything I can to not start the induction of her until I get back here on screen. Though once the gym clothes go on, I can't make any promises because it's automatic with the subconscious. That's why I'm saying to you, the subconscious is already influenced. And I'll allow her to show up, do her thing, and then I'm going to zero her back out, and I will come back to end the video to kind of sum everything up. And I want you to see, even towards the end of the video, how as I'm coming back into this character, there's still a little bit of a hybrid state going on. All right, so while I'm doing my 3 minutes and changing costume, you should do the same. You should get your 3 minutes done, and I will be right back. Okay, so the clothes have been changed, and I can already feel sensations in my body. I'm already sitting different in the chair because the version we're going to conjure of Gym Dee, and I can feel her starting to flood my consciousness, starting to flood my body, because the reflection that I'm seeing now on screen is a lot different than the one that was just there, reminding me of that energy as it starts to induce. It's almost like Bruce Banner turning into the Incredible Hulk, but he needs to get aggravated or annoyed. And here I've already started to tell my subconscious mind that I need to get into the version of me that's going to go lift over 315 pounds. And the version that was just sitting in the chair talking to you, could she do it if there was some kind of crazy situation? Absolutely. But there's this whole process as a bodybuilder, as a weightlifter, that I go through in order to be able to step up to that bar and lift that kind of weight. So as I'm talking this through, I can feel the intensity starting to come into my body. It doesn't matter that there aren't any weights here in the room. This is still the same exact room that it was when I first started this video. But the intensity that's needed, this is about moving mountains. This is about the 3D world, when the 3D world is there not only for you as the operant power, but to be moved by you, that when you say for a mountain to move, it moves. And if it doesn't move, you go and you move it. Do you see, can you feel the intensity coming in? I can see the redness in my skin starting to come out because this is very intense as she starts to take over this. I can feel my breathing going differently. And this right now is an active imaginal act, that this version of me is going to need something really heavy in order to keep her here and keep her satisfied. It's this really primal energy that has come from me going into the experience of lifting heavy in the gym over and over and over again. And I want to tell you the different mindset that's coming through as she's starting to come through even more and more and more and more. That when I walk into that gym, it's my gym. I don't care what the name on the door is. It's my gym. It's my church. It's where I go and pray. I don't go to the gym to get stronger. I go to the gym because I'm strong and I want to see the fulfillment of it. I want to actualize and feel that weight move. I want to go over to that weight that's begging for me to lift it, to be part of my history, my herstory. When I go and I have a new one max rep, when I go to those weights and I deliberately choose them to be part of my story, that this is not for anyone else other than me, though I know I'm putting on a show and people are going to be watching. And I remember my mom telling me from a very young age, always give them something to talk about. Because there are going to be people that say that I shouldn't because I'm female, that I shouldn't because of how old I am, that I couldn't. And why they're telling me that I shouldn't and I couldn't, I'm doing it. I'm actualizing it because this is my world. This is my dream. I'm the operant power. And when I tell those weights to move, they move. They move because I move them. They are honored to be part of my story. And I'll tell you what I don't do. I do not wish the weight to go up. I do not want the weight to go up. I don't beg the weight to go up. I don't plead for the weight to go up or bargain for the weight to go up. I command that weight to go up, and it listens to me because I'm the operant power in the now moment. And it gets more and more and more intense until that weight has to go up to the point where it's going to take a while to undo this version of me because there's no weight right here for me to look around and to go lift. This is the focus that I have to have when I walk over to that bar, whether it's a straight bar or it's a hexagon bar. All that matters is what's right in front of me at that moment. When I walk over to that bar, before I even touch the bar, my feet are so firmly planted. I can feel the magnetic pull that my feet are not moving. They are firmly planted, and I can feel the energy go up through the calves, through the knees, the thighs, into the glutes. And as I get my grip on that bar, I make sure that I'm situated, that everything feels exactly right. And then that moment goes where I command that weight to move, and that weight moves. And I take my time every delicious second of feeling that power within me, getting my feet situated, making sure everything's exactly perfect. It feels a certain way. You see me starting to rock back and forth, and that weight goes up again and again and again. Why? Because I said so. Why? Because I'm the operant power. And this is how you get so riled up in the now moment. You get so centered and focused that the rest of the gym disappears, the music disappears. All you have is that one focus, so that when you walk away, you're not asking yourself, did I do it right? How many times do I have to do it? You are so satisfied and complete in the now moment that you can't even imagine that you would have to do it again. Yet you do, because you add more weight on, and you push and you enjoy and you feel the life itself. You feel your heart beating. You feel the breath going in. You feel the muscles contracting. There is no doubt that there's nothing else in that moment that is more important, and no one dare come over and break what you have. No one dare come over and start talking to you in that moment, because when we're in the gym, we know when it's about to get intense. And it's absolutely the best feeling in the whole world. I'm currently doing my shred. I'm strong, not because I go into the gym and lift weights. I go into the gym and lift weights because I'm strong. What I say, what I command, when I command it on a time frame is actualized. My conscious mind chooses, we put the weight on the bar, and the subconscious mind, I listen to it, how it speaks in my body. And when everything clicks, I command the weight either up, I command it light, I command myself strong. But when I command now, mountains move. This is why you're not going to find another manifestation coach like me. This is why we do things here different, because we have real life applied experiences. And what you can do in one genre, what you can do in one realm, you can do in all the realms. And once this energy is conjured, it needs to be fulfilled. It needs that release. It's like the equivalent of an orgasm, but it's a bodygasm, but it's all over. It can't just be pushed back down. And this is why I'm saying to you that you have been living surface level. This isn't about the mind. You can't get here through thought. You got to feel that life force in the now moment. Waiting has been waiting for you to connect to it. Does it always have to be this intense? Absolutely not. Because once again, we want it nice and soft. But if this has to go to this level because you're the operant power and you're not going to let an echo, whether it's a thought in your mind or your mind has enough energy to create another person to come and tell you no. No one tells me no. That's what makes me an amazing personal trainer, because I'm so in sync with you that I would never ask you to do one, something I can't demonstrate, or two, that I don't think you are ready for. And you are ready for so much more mind, body, and spirit than you have been allowing yourself to engage with. So now, put the fear aside. I got you. This is how intense. This is why when people give me 3 months, we'll change your mind, we'll change your body, and we will change your world. What are you waiting for? I know I'm not everyone's cup of tea, but the one thing I do get, I get results. I have never not had a client go over into their wish fulfilled. The deep breathing. She don't want to go. She likes being up front. Give me a moment. We're gonna have to go to the gym later today. I'm almost back. She's there. She's lingering. We have a workout session later on. It's all good. Now, I will say that is one of my more intense characters, along with Investigator Dede, Interrogation Dede. And again, when you think about it, she only needs to be brought out. And she doesn't even have to be brought out at that intensity level every time I go to the gym, because not every time I go to the gym am I doing heavy deadlifting or heavy bench pressing or heavy back. So there's just some days where I go and stretch. There's some days I go to hot yoga. When I go to hot yoga Dede shows up. But Gym Dee, when she shows up and I know ahead of time that it's going to be that kind of day, there's a whole different sense of going to the gym. I try to keep it conjured down, especially if I'm not going till later in the day and I have a lot to do and she's trying to kind of break through during the course of my day. There's never any negotiation or doubt that I'm going to the gym that day. So I wanted to bring this here to you because we go through states of being all day long. And the majority of the time, they're a variation and an expected variation. As part of my business, I'm on screen recording videos. There's another part where I'm answering emails and answering comments in our private community. There's other times where I'm working with my one-on-one clients and my group clients, and it's slightly different versions of me as a business owner and Coach Dede. And they just are such a just an easy transition. I'll turn down the lights, I'll pick up the computer, I'll do something else, different state of being. But what I wanted to show you today was that we all have this version in us. And the intensity comes out when you go deeper in the now. There were no weights here. There's no weights in this room. My mind, my eyes were open the majority of the time. My mind was ready. I could feel my heart racing. My mind was ready to lift weights that do not exist in this room right now. Like, that's why 3D circumstances don't matter. It's what we're conjuring and inducing within ourselves, and that we know the language of our subconscious. This was something that I had to learn through giving myself experiences of it. That's why we're doing 30 days for this manifestation challenge. We're only on day 4. It's not too late to join, because at the very beginning, we're surface level. But as we go through these 30 days, you are going to learn how to conjure up a different state of being, because that version of Gym Dee you don't tell her no. You don't tell her no. The weights don't tell her no. It doesn't matter what the 3D is saying. She always gets what she wants plus more. And if one version of me get that, then they all do, because if you've ever been around kids, if you gave one a popsicle, they all want one. And that's what I love about manifestation. You have so many life experiences that you can pull where you've conjured. But the thing that I will suggest to you now, do not do it when you're triggered. Pick something where you stepped in. It's like that song from that Whitney Houston sang, "One Moment in Time," where I was more than I thought I could be, when all of my dreams were a heartbeat away. Like, it's that kind of intensity, your Olympic athlete moment, that moment. And even if you're not an athlete, you know how to conjure this energy. And if you need more guidance, get into the community, because that's what we're about to do. And if you are in month 2 of my group program, which we are starting next strong, watch out, because it's all going to be about the induction. It's no longer about the thought. We honored the conscious mind in month 1. Month 2 is all about the subconscious and bringing out these characters, because they serve you well, and you have more amazing characters within you. And one thing she doesn't do, Gym Dee, she doesn't complain. She's never the victim. It's never anyone else's fault. Whatever the experience is, she's learning from it. Learning from it. So powerful. So I thank you for being here with me today. I know this was a little bit more intense. I know maybe even to some, it may look a little off or a little silly, and that's okay. You are where you are. But when you want to know if you've done your imaginal act enough, you got to add intensity to it. Your subconscious mind has to believe you are somewhere other than where you are. There was no doubt to my subconscious mind that I was ready to lift heavy weights. My body got, she's still there, I can feel her. My body got so, could you imagine if I'm sitting here all the time trying to do videos, kind of thing? Shake it off, kind of thing. But that's the intensity that we're going to bring here. Let me know where else, what other coaches teaching you this. This is the special sauce. And either these other coaches know it and they're not sharing, or they don't know it. They don't know how to bring you to it. And that's why the experience is worth more than watching 100 videos, 1,000 videos. You don't need to know one more thing. You need to go into making your center dot, your body, the ultimate place of reality. This is it. This is where my reality is, and wherever it takes me. And you better believe I take really good care of this body. Well hydrated, well oxygenated. They are the foundations of the Invincible CEO. If you've ever been to any of my 2-day events, that's the first thing I start prepping you with. Get oxygenated, get hydrated, because this is the energetic beacon that sends out what you're pushing out. And if you're treating your body like crap, you get a reality that's like crap. This has to be about you. You have to be selfish enough in order to eventually be selfless, because we go into the self to get out, because the only way out is through. I hope that you're loving these videos. This is the video, folks. If there's a video you share, this is the one. I want you to like it. I want you to comment. I want you to share. This is it. Bring your friends in, because the more friends that you have doing this with you and you do it together, you form a bond, a manifestation bond. If trauma has its bonding, so does manifestation. And we are going to have so much fun. Yes, it's intense, but you're going to love, because there's two types of tension. There's at tension and there's in tension. At tension gets you there. We got to get you into the tension. And it's better that you create it ahead of time than having it smack you in the head when you least expect it. From all the D's and all the Dedes, we thank you for being here today. We are a collective, and we know that you got this, that you understood what happened here today, and that you can't wait to activate, align, and anchor it within you. Again, check that description box below. You want to join our 30-day challenge, and I'm telling you, you are not going to want to miss this 2-day event, July 20th and 21st. There is a fee for it. However, I reinvest the fee back in you for something in the future. Until I see you again, happy manifesting and enjoy.